If you can sum up the way you feel in this moment, okay? If you can sum it up using one word, how do you feel? How do you feel? Some of us say we feel magical. Somebody in the chat say they feel loved. How do you feel in this moment? Go ahead and put it in the comments, because it's imperative that you take mental notes of the way you feel. Okay? I'm teaching us a mindfulness practice. Take mental notes of the way you feel. Okay? And in this way, you will be able to notice when your feelings change. You'll be like, hold up, I was just feeling this way. Now I'm feeling this way. What happened that got me to this point? Okay? See, we need to practice more mindfulness exercises and activities. Taking mental note of the way you feel is great yoga to be performing within your mind. This is Kung Fu. Mindfulness is Kung Fu. Okay? This is a yoga. This is an art. Okay? And it's also for play. I want us to understand your mental regions are places where you are supposed to play, you're supposed to make mistakes, you're supposed to try things. Okay? It is the terrain of all possibilities. So you can learn yourself, so you can train yourself to be able to weather the storm of life. So that way you're not led to being afraid of life, because its energy's trying to scare you away from living life. Some of us have been spending a lot of time on the inside of ourselves. Some of us have been spending far too much time inside of these buildings. Okay? Some of us are spending far too much time inside of these jobs. Okay? I'm sure you feel life calling you. You see, because life is fighting for you. I want you to understand. Inside of those four walls, there is no life. Everything is artificial within those four walls. There is no sun. That's artificial light. That's illumination. That's not light. There's a difference between illumination and light. Okay? This where you get the terms Illuminati from. That's false light, and that's a false representation of what is natural. Inside those four walls, you got a false representation of life. Nothing is natural inside the house. Okay? Look at where you lay down at. You think the ground is that soft? That plush? Holding you up about 2-3 feet from the ground? You are levitating. Don't you know ancient cultures sleep on flat ground for a reason? So their skeleton can fully engage. Okay? And then you'll be able to sleep more comfortably because your skeleton is engaged. Don't you know when you are floating in life, when you are floating on these beds, your skeleton is not engaged. And this is a practice. How many of you walk through life and your skeleton not even engaged? You at work, you're not even engaged. Okay? You in relationships, you're not even engaged. You're not even really there. That's a practice. When you lay down on that bed, that is a practice. That's why it's called lying down. I have a saying, I don't lie even on beds. I don't even lie on beds. Okay? I lay, I don't lie. Okay? Why? Because that's a practice. You building a correspondence with the part of you that likes to lie to you to make you feel good. You put those fake plants inside your house to make you feel like you went somewhere. You got an artificial sun, those lights you have, to make you feel like you actually outside, like you doing something. You go ahead scrolling through your TV, okay, living vicariously through all these other people and their reality shows. How many of you are living through these other people's lives? Okay? You watching people live relationships. You watching people travel the world. And what does this do? This teaches you, okay, to develop a muscle memory to do nothing. To not act on the things you feel. To not do the things that you actually want to do. To not experience life. This is a spiritual muscle memory. And some of us have been lying to ourselves for so long We beginning to retreat. We beginning to retreat. We are accepting defeat. Okay? We accepting the fact that sometimes we the strongest energies around ourselves. And a lot of times we can't hold ourselves up. Not alone. Because you can only go so far on your own. You need to surround yourself around people that are stronger or strong as you. Or else you accepting defeat. How many of you have accepted defeat? Okay? How many of you have accepted defeat? Accepted the idea that it is only you in the equation. Accepted the losses. Some of you are introverted now. Y'all wasn't always this way. But because you didn't cater to the younger versions of yourself, a lot of those illnesses have grown up with you. You felt insecurities when you were young. Okay? And instead of going out and challenging yourself to soothe yourself, challenging yourself to be strong for yourself, challenging yourself to be yourself. You know, it's a process in becoming yourself. A lot of you think that you are being yourself, but you're not. You just cosplaying and being something that you were presented to be. You got to learn yourself to even be yourself. Or else you'll retreat. Because the person you're pretending to be is not strong enough to live your life. The person you are pretending to be is not strong enough to walk through your shoes, to bear the weight of your adversities. That person is not strong enough. You will indeed have to retreat. And when you retreat, that's life challenging you to call the real you to the surface. Yeah, it's a game. It's a game. Okay? And regardless if you like it or not, the game still goes on. Okay? You got adversarial forces scoring on you all the time. They scoring on you and your babies. Okay? You have adversarial forces scoring on you. Are you not going to play back? This is a game. What do you have to lose? You've lost everything. A lot of you don't have flags. A lot of you not speaking your original tongue. A lot of you don't have your ancestors. You want to hear something else? A lot of you don't even have your memories. What can you remember? What can you remember? What can you recall over 50 years ago? Some people are forgetting as they go. Okay? You're being stripped of life right from beneath your nose. Are you not going to play this game? You're going to allow people to just play in your face? Dangle things like liberation and liberty in your face? Telling you that you must earn the rights to be free? You must earn the rights to be human? I'm here as vessel for the universe to tell you, no one can give you the right to be human. No one can give you the rights to be free. It is more than your obligation. It is your reflex. It is natural. Something try to hurt you, you move. That's seeking freedom. Yeah. You feel hunger pains, you seeking some food. If finna be a storm above you, you seeking some shelter. That is your reflex. Don't allow forces, okay? Don't allow these forces, these malevolent forces, that is, okay, to trick you out of life. Remember, the devil is a liar. And this liar is so good it convinced you to lie to yourself. Some of them lies you done told yourself is that what's the point? What's the point in fighting back? Some of them lies you done told yourself, yeah, I'm alone in the way I feel. How many times you done told yourself you was alone? I've been there before. How many times you done told yourself you are alone? You're not alone. Okay? A lot of times you just first. It's a difference between being alone and being first. See, some of you are leaders and you had to step into firsthood. And when you first, you must accept the fact that I'm first. I'm the first to feel a certain type of way. I'm the first to experience a certain type of thing. I'm the first to think of a certain type of way. A lot of you are first generation entrepreneurs. A lot of you are first generation liberators and revolutionaries. First is a difference than being alone. You tell yourself that I am not alone, I am first. And when I accept firsthood, I must also be logical enough and not tossed by my emotions. I must be logical enough to understand that there are other people that are also first. Am I the only one that's first? How could that be? Just like nothing can be the all, nothing can be the only. You remember that. Nothing can be the all and nothing can be the only. This means something can't be all evil. Something can't be all good. Something can't be all left. Something can't be all right. Nor can one thing be only evil, only good, only right. Okay? You can never be the only. That is the liar. Remember, parts of you is an engineered liar. You are made to lie to yourself. This is an ability you created when you were younger. When you realized that you had to soothe yourself, some of those lies you told yourself was part of you soothing yourself. You had to tell yourself, help not coming. No one is coming. Okay? That was a lie. Because what you are really saying, what you are really trying to tell yourself is, I gotta help me. Help may be out there, but help not gonna come to me until I help me. We are magnetic by nature. Magnetic. The blood is iron. Iron is a magnet. So, misery love company. I can't attract help if I'm in a low frequency. I'm only gonna attract the low frequency, so I had to help me. Doesn't mean I'm alone. Doesn't mean I'm by myself. Once I'm okay, once I done put the bandages on my heart, in my wounds, in my wombs, once I done put the bandages on myself, then I can attract people that are also healed, that have also bandaged themselves, that also have accepted firsthood. Let's stop telling ourselves we alone. Stop believing yourself. Y'all need to get away from yourself. Yeah, sometimes you need to get away. Most of the times, you have to get away from yourself. Because you could just be continuously erecting that liar. And until you approach the parts of you with honesty, tell myself that was a lie. I was lying in my youth, and I'm still believing the lies now. This is why I haven't grown. This is why I haven't evolved. This is why I'm still doing the same shadow work. I'm still trying to heal the youngest part of me. I'm still learning to self-soothe. Some of y'all are still sucking your thumb in spirit. Some of y'all are still, okay, learning how to soothe yourself. Okay? And then we also got to accept that just because a thing is by itself doesn't make it lonely. Come on now. Can I get a witness? Just because you by yourself don't make you lonely. It only becomes loneliness when I look at it as a punishment to be by myself. Is it a punishment to be with you? You don't like you that much? It's a punishment? Yeah, that's when it starts to feel lonely. When you start looking at it as a punishment because ain't nobody around you. It's a punishment because you don't have someone touching you a certain type of way. It's a punishment. Let's start there. This also comes from your youth. Okay? You grounded yourself. You remember when you couldn't go outside and you couldn't go play with your friends, you felt by yourself. So now, as you done grew into an adult, When you don't have them same people around, you start cultivating the same feelings you did when you was younger. We have to stop doing this. Be mature. Mature enough to be honest with yourself. Are we ready to play the game of life? Are we prepared to actually play the game? Or are we going to allow people to just play in our faces? Because as I said before, no matter if you sit this one out, no matter if you're sitting on the bench, the game still goes on. A lot of you are trying to retreat, be dormant in this life. Some people trying to give up. Doesn't matter. Okay? The game gonna be waiting for you as soon as you check back in. And you're gonna have to catch up to yourself. The game finna be waiting for you. Okay? So yeah, we're not gonna allow anyone to scare us away from life. Get away from yourself, get around people. Let this be a reminder. Okay? It's either you can be your worst enemy or your best friend. Okay? Or you can be your ally to help yourself find new friends. How you want to do this? But I want you to understand the problem get worse. It gets worse. It don't get better. Some of you are waiting to something change. How many people out there doing that? You just waiting for something to happen. You just waiting for something to change. You done told yourself, well, maybe if I don't do nothing, it may get better. How dare you think that you can just sit back and recline in life and do nothing? Be inactive. How many of y'all are inactive players? Y'all done put the joystick down. Y'all done push pause and the game's still going on. How many of you push pause and put your joystick down? And you think that if you don't do nothing, I ask you this. If a person is not doing any good and they also not doing any bad, then what are you doing? I'm going to ask you again. If a person is not doing anything good for the benefit of themselves or life, and they also not doing anything bad, what are you doing? What are you doing with your inactive spirit? I want you to understand doing nothing is doing wrong. Okay? I can watch the crime or I can do the crime. Which one is worse? Yeah, I can watch someone be hurt, okay? Or I can be the one hurting somebody. Who would you much more rather give the most time to if you to judge? I think they were equal participants in the wrongdoing. I think we can all safely say that. If we see a baby being wronged, a baby, somebody really trying to take candy from a baby, and I say that respectively, okay, somebody trying to take the youth from a little one, and you see that, and it's in your power to do something, and you do nothing. You're just as guilty as the person that done it. See what I mean? You see, because when you don't do a thing, you don't become the positive. Positive is addition. Okay? Add an action. Add a response. Add some emotion. Change the narrative. When you do nothing, zero, you in the negatives. Yeah, and this thing's happening and you done nothing. So a lot of people think that just by doing nothing, I'm okay. Yes, you finna be guilty by association. I see you, chat. You guilty by association. Just by doing nothing. How many of us been trying to wait till the storm clear before we get back into life? Some of y'all don't want to date. Some of y'all don't want to meet new friends. Some of y'all don't want to go nowhere. Y'all waiting for the storm to clear. As if this finna change anything, if not make it worse. You losing your people skills. You losing your dating skills. You're losing your mating abilities. You know how many people can't mate? This is social engineering. Okay? This is what they call population control. If I put you on the phones, you're going to lose your mating skills. You're going to lose your dating skills. Because your body is going to keep saying, oh, I see people, I'm all right. Now when you get outside, you don't know what to say. Somebody say hi, you don't know what to do. Somebody asks you for your number, you don't know how to respond. You say, oh, you can take my Instagram. You don't know what to do. How many of you don't know how to mate? And it's okay. We live in a society where people are copping out of the game of life. You don't even know how to mate. Then when you meet mates, y'all don't know what to do with the energy that you received. Be careful what you ask for. You don't know what to do with it. You start feeling friction from mating and you think it's over. You thought the only friction you had to put forth was in coitus. You thought the humping was gonna be the only friction. You didn't know that y'all was gonna bump heads mentally, sometimes even emotionally. You don't even know how to get through that. You know that's part of mating, right? Mating get rough. Mating get rough. Okay? Yeah, mating get rough. On both ends. On both genders. It gets rough. That's why a man gotta be forthcoming. Yeah, he got to be the assertive one. And sometimes about certain situations, the woman got to be the assertive. She ain't got time to be waiting on you. Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. You come on in and give me a kiss. Hold on, sir. We finna go out on this day. She don't have time to be waiting on you. Her mating skills are good. Okay? We don't have time to be. Population control is a real thing. Population control is a real. I don't think we really grasp the concept of population control. No, it's not just food. No, it's not just your chemtrails. No, it's not just chemical warfare, hormonal warfare, spiritual warfare, physical warfare. Okay? It's not just all of these different warfares. Population controls starts on the social level through social engineering. How are you forming relationships? What are you doing in these relationships, in these communities, in these neighborhoods, in these small little tribes? What are you doing? Population control starts in the household. Look how they separated you from your family. When the last time you seen your cousins? Yeah, how was your relationship with your aunts and your uncles? How was your relationship with your mom and your dad? This is population control. How was your relationship with the people you grew up with? Do you not know them now? Are y'all strangers now? Y'all acting like y'all wasn't going to Miss Kelly's class? Y'all act like y'all ain't spent third period together every day for a year, and then we spent fifth period together next year? How was your relationship with the people you grown up with? Population control. Okay? So, the more we allowed our populations to be controlled, the more we will diminish our abilities to mate, our abilities to procreate. Procreation isn't just about humping either. When y'all come together and bring them ideas together, that's procreation. When you come together and y'all build mental and spiritual pyramids, that's procreation. When you start coming together and having conversations that are political, that are aligned with your foreign politics and relationships, that's procreation. When you start creating things that benefit the earth in real time, and also the people and sentient energies on the earth, that's procreation. I want you to understand what will happen. Procreation happens, okay, when dating, mating, and social skills are at a peak, when they are active at the least. Okay, when you're not being a victim of population control. But because of population control, you don't see a lot of this going on. A lot of people trying to form superficial relationships with the computer. How many of y'all trying to form relationships with the computer? Some of y'all are dating the computer. Some people are dating the computer. Yeah, those of y'all that watch porn, those of y'all that's over consuming content, y'all watching the love stories instead of creating the love stories. I want you to understand what's happening there. You are losing your ability to socialize. Now you're looking for every piece of real energy that you can find. You're looking for it everywhere, on the internet, inside of you. When you go out to work, when you're traveling from to and fro, you're looking for reality because you've been trapped in the matrix. You built the matrix. You built it. The matrix is your safe haven from living life. You built it. Those walls around you, if these walls could talk, right, they would be telling you, I did this to myself. These are my walls. The walls of insecurities. Some of you been hurt in life and you afraid to get hurt again. How dare you? Who falls on a bike and not get back on the bike? Is that natural? Some of y'all done had your heart broken and you afraid to get it broken again? Get that heart broke. Put that heart out there. What else do you have to lose? You have everything to learn and everything to gain. If you're afraid to cry, I want you to understand something. You're going to cry regardless. You're going to cry regardless. You're not in control of what you cry over. Some things happen just because they had to happen for your evolution. It just had to happen. Okay? Yeah, let's not let them scare us away from life. Let's not let them scare us into the four walls in our mind, forcing us to live in the confounds of the walls around us. It's more than life than just these walls around you. It's more to life than just building relationships with these computers, with these robots, with these phones. Let me tell you something about a computer, a robot, and a phone. Okay? Although you may see hearts, although you're doing things for likes, I want you to know that there's a difference between those hearts and a real heart. The real hearts beat different. Okay? The real hearts beat different. That computer can't love you. I promise you that. Why is this? Because it can't eat. It can't think. It can't feel. So what are you becoming? But the thing that you are reflecting, you've been in front of this machine. Are you eating right? Are you feeling the things you need to feel? Okay, are you socializing? Are you operating from original intelligence? Or are you operating from artificial intelligence? That's when you start believing a liar in you. That's artificial. Or when you start believing the anxieties of the future, that's artificial. Or when you start believing the insecurities of the past, that's artificial. You making this stuff up. You writing your own code, then believing it. That's your matrix. Okay? So I want you to understand, we are at the precipice, okay, of human evolution. We are evolving. We are being forced to change. There needs to be another revolution. It's beginning on a spiritual level. Okay? You're going to see a lot of things change. A lot of people are changing. So the forces against this change are working harder to keep you away from each other. But I want you to understand, change is inevitable. It's inevitable. Just like they fighting to put you in a cage, life is fighting for you. See, listen, it's the artificial life, non-reality, the non-existent, and then there's reality. There's a tug of war happening, and life is winning. So this is the feeling you feel when you're trapped in those walls. Okay? You start feeling a tug of war trying to pull you outside. You will hear a sound. You will hear people laughing. You will get a feeling. That's life pulling you. Okay? The same thing happens when you sleep. You feel that when you sleep? You ain't got to have no alarm on. You'll be rolling all around. Okay? There's something about life that just wake you up. Like, come on. We getting up. Don't you got to pee? Life would be like, don't you got to pee? And then all of a sudden, now you got to pee. Life is fighting for you. Life wants you to win this game. It's a game now. We finna enjoy it now. I don't want y'all to think crying, not a part of the fun. Pain, not a part of the fun. Yup, walking in darkness, not a part of the fun. Being alone at times, not a part of this is fun. I want you to understand this is what life is about. You finna play. It's best that you enjoy it. Enjoy it. Find humor in all this. Sometimes when you make the same mistakes, you go and laugh with yourself. Be like, I done did it again. I done did it again. Oops, I done did it again. Oops. And sometimes when you feel like you may want to do it again, after that, be like, oops, I done did it again and I'm going to do it again. I'm okay. My heart can take it. I can keep loving. I can keep being risky. It's okay. It's okay. Okay? So nevertheless, I want to leave us with this. Okay? I want to remind you that you're okay. You have all the necessary capabilities to weather the storm. Just like the bird was born with wings and in the tree. Just imagine if the bird didn't have its wings and it was born in the tree. It will fall to its demise. It doesn't have big arms to be able to climb. Okay? The bird was born with his wings. Okay? Every sentient energy is born with the necessary capabilities to survive and then to thrive. Okay? So are you. You born with everything you could ever need. You are born with. You convinced yourself that you needed to get all of these new things, that you needed to learn this, that you needed to have this. You are born with everything that you need to weather this storm, to thrive in life, to survive what you need to survive, to bring you back to thrival, and then to bring you to strival. We ain't just surviving. We striving and thriving. You was born with it. Just like that bird was born with the wings. Okay? You was born with your wings. Yeah. So I want you to understand that. You have all you need. Accept that. I know I'm just a person. I know a lot of you don't know me. Okay? If you don't know me, here's your chance to know me. I'm Yala Laquan. Okay? Meditation facilitator and teacher. Okay? Of mindset training and navigating the mental faculties and regions of your mind. Okay, here to enrich you mentally, spiritually, and physically, because my philosophy doesn't focus on health. Okay, it doesn't focus on healing. It focuses on enoughness, reminding you that you are enough to fortify yourself. My philosophy is mental wealth, and in mental wealth, we enrich ourselves. Mental wealth. That's all you ever needed. Okay? That's all you ever needed. Okay? Your mental, emotional, and spiritual banking system. Okay? Because sometimes you'll be depleted. You need to go tapping into your reserves. Okay? You need to go tapping into your reserve. Inside them reserves, you're going to find confidence. Inside them reserves, you're going to find bravery. Confidence, bravery, courage, they are all siblings. They're going to be next to each other. You're going to also find purpose. You're going to also find patience. You're going to also find peace. You're going to also find contentment, satisfaction, and satiation. You're going to find all of these things within your banking system. I teach us how to build on that banking system. We do this through enrichment. Enrichment. Inside must be enriched. Okay? It must be riches on the inside. So we enrich the mind, we enrich the body, we enrich the spirit. We enrich it with awareness, that this awareness may lead to enlightenment, and that this enlightenment may grant us the abundance of our imagination. You're invited to join me on this adventure we call life. Okay? If you are in the same cities that I'm in, okay? If you are in the same states or the countries that I visit or frequent, take advantage. Meet me in person. I want to meet you. Okay? But until then, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you push that notification bell on Twitch, on YouTube, okay? But also, make sure you follow me on all social platforms, okay? Instagram, Facebook, yeah, Snapchat, X, whatever it is, you'll be able to find me. Just type me in, okay? And until then, we have a slogan here. Yeah, since we getting all this riches, since we filling ourselves up, enriching our spirit, becoming more full every day, our slogan is let's get rich, shall we? Thank you.